It's not a surprise to find out that Canada has the longest coastline of any country. It is, after all, the second longest country. But it is a surprise when you find out that, technically speaking, the country with the second longest coastline is Norway. And then you delve into the rabbit hole of why northern countries, even places like Scotland, have such crinkly and jagged coastlines and so many islands that end up building up a huge coastal area, technically. So, this is a question that I was interested in, and you probably are as well, given that you've clicked on this video. So I did a bit of research, and the main defining region is glaciers. Of course, the further north you are, the colder it is, the more likely a glacier is going to form. And the key point to note is that glaciers cause much more erosion than rivers, because otherwise you could argue loads of countries have rivers. I mean, only 18 or so don't have any natural rivers, but glaciers erode the land way more than rivers. But of course, being so far north means you're cold, then being so far south also means it's cold. So you look in an area like Tierra del Fuego, southern Chile, southern Argentina, and you see the same thing. You look at the Kerguelen Islands of France, it's the same thing. Massive coastline, even though the area of the land isn't necessarily that massive. So, let's run through some facts, right? You love facts. The largest glacier in mainland Europe is the Jostedalsbreen glacier in Norway, which is believed to be about 600 miles thick, about 5,000 years old. Very interesting. And also, if you look at Canada, of course, the place has loads of glaciers, covers 2% of Canada in just glacial ice. And Canada is a massive country, almost 10 million square kilometres. About 200,000 of those, 200,000 square kilometres. And a square kilometre is big. It's covered in glacier, effectively. But another question you want to know is, how do fjords form? Right? Because, of course, the country that's famous for fjords is Norway. But the thing is, how do they form? Well, there's actually a very simple reason for how fjords form. And the reason for how fjords form is because a glacier retreats, and this is where a glacier has eroded the land so much that where the glacier ends underneath the thickness of the glacier, and you can imagine these things can be hundreds of miles thick, at the bottom, if the land where the glacier ends and the actual land meets, the glacier retreats, that land can be lower than the sea level surrounding it. So on the coast, it retreats, leaving a valley lower than sea level. The sea floods in, which is why fjords can also be very, very deep. Some of them are over 1 kilometre deep, which is crazy. And that's the main reason why countries far north, far south, very crinkly coastlines, it's because of glaciers causing fjords, and they just erode more than rivers. Goodbye. Also,